Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over and update FTT or FTX, the crypto exchange owned by you know who. If you just landed here, drop a like, hit the subscribe, that'd be greatly appreciated. All right, when I first did this, I'm taking a different approach of looking at this. Okay, um, when I first looked at this coin, if you take a look at this FTX coin or FTT, your first assumption on this coin is to assume that its trend was done here, okay? And that's what I did. I looked at it and I said, okay, this is the end. You 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to there, and I started researching it. So when I did a analysis, I said, okay, if that's done, then it needs to come a lot lower, and it didn't come lower. So not a lot lower. I was kind of expecting to go below the 15, 16 area, and it didn't hit it. It decided to pop right there. The reason I'm taking this different approach with FTT is because, one, you can see that it bounced right off this fourth wave area here. Okay. It bounced right there too, off of it. And if you take a look, all right, just bear with me a second. I'm trying to explain myself. If you take a look at this area of confluence that it bounced off of, fourth wave target area, and on top of that, fourth wave right there too. So there's good confluence with it in that area that I find acceptable. However, normally for this to be a second wave, you're going to want to see it a lot deeper. And then if you take a look at the RSI, you can see from this correction is that it's come all the way back down here, and I checked it. It's basically even to this area. So the RSI has reset itself, the momentum indicator, all the way back down to where it was down here, to be able to make more of a move up, whether it's going to be a corrective bounce or it's going to go up into a bullish run. Nobody knows at this time. So what I decided to do is I actually checked the third wave on a parallel channel that I have right here, and it followed it nicely. And then I decided to put what I have on now here is another parallel channel, including the whole wave, to see where the targets hit, if I can make sense of it. And also what I did too is that I decided to research cryptocurrencies and their fourth waves. And typically, I'm going to show you with Elliott waves is that you have a move like so, okay? And typically the structure is that you have a deep second wave compared to the first wave, and then you have more of a shallow fourth wave like so, kind of like what this is doing over here, more or less. And I found looking at fourth waves in cryptocurrencies, and a lot of them, what they do is they prefer to go a lot deeper in their fourth waves. Okay, so their fourth waves look more like a second wave rather than having a sideways. Now, what's the reason for that? Maybe cryptocurrencies are just so volatile and they have such price appreciation that the fourth waves like to go deeper rather than more sideways. Okay, that's just what I found through a little bit of research of doing it. Of course, I could be wrong, but I'm just putting this out there. Also, what I did too is I decided to check the sequences as best as I could for this whole massive third wave that it did. And this is a massive run that FTT or FTX did. And then this correction here in this wave. So when I checked everything, the wave count is from the start of this point. And I went through it one by one to check it to make sure, okay, it ended there. And I have all of this wave count right here that makes sense to me. But now you have another one back here, 1, 2, and that's why I have this 3, and then it came down for a 4, and then up for a 5. And the other reason I did that too, guys, just I know I might be boring some people with some of this technical. If you see this wave that it did, this fourth wave, that was only 42 days. Only 42 days. It was just abrupt. It just went deep. So looking at the structure of it, I mean, you would think that, okay, this was a fourth wave and fifth, and it's done, and now it's in its corrective cycle to correct the whole cycle. I don't think so, guys. Just looking at it. So now this right here is definitely an impulse. There's no other way to say that this whole thing is the fourth wave. I was not able to say that's like an ABC wave or anything. Just it was not possible to do that. So it had everything there to make characteristics of an impulse wave. So not only do you have this 1, 2 back here, 3, 4, 5, you also have another one back here too. So 1, 2, 3, and then to me, I think this is the fourth and this is the fifth that it's going to be going on, if you can believe it. So this is just another hypothetical one. I could be wrong, and maybe it's going to just do a bounce and it's going to come correct this whole cycle. So this is another option that I'm putting on the table. Could definitely be wrong. So now I have this parallel channel in here for it. And if you see the parallel channel that I was able to put in here, it hits it real nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean these up for you, okay, real quick, so you can see it a little bit more detail on the channel, okay? So starting over here at this channel, it went up and hit the midway of the channel, okay? And then it came up, and you can see in this area, it was struggling and just following basically the bottom of the channel, had a little bit of a throw under, and then here's the third wave thrust right to the top. Okay, and then the throw over on that third wave, a massive, deep, I would say deep correction on this fourth wave. And this was pretty darn deep, guys. It went down 65% right there in that wave. That took 40 days, okay, and then back up onto this fifth wave of this area here to make that third wave and hitting right at the top of the channel right there. Okay, then correct it back over midway to the channel, right down the midway, came back down and boom, right there to the bottom of the channel to get all that confluence off this other area. Okay, so what is it doing? What I think that it's doing, and then what are the reasonable targets for something like that? More than likely, I wouldn't be surprised to see it do probably something similar along these lines and just go along this channel area, and then I would say conservative area target for this, so it would be like 1, 2 down here, and then this whole thing's the 3, 4, and then a conservative target just beyond that third wave of to complete this fifth of about 130, 140, right in that area. Look, right in this area, more or less like that finish off that wave. That's a possibility to just try to make sense, of this structure of what it's doing. Okay. What's it doing over here? If you take a look at that, the other reason too, I was looking at this area is that this is a super, overall bullish coin. And if you take a look at this, trying to suss this out, can't get a diagonal out of it, but it is a rising wedge, just like Bitcoin. I mean, this is also practically an exact copycat of Bitcoin. So the moment of truth is going to be coming up. Is this just a rising wedge to start a bullish type of move in here, only to correct back down and then start into another trend? Or is this just a bounce to eventually take this whole move and correct all the way back down here? Don't know. I would not be surprised to see it move up here and then correct back down to these areas or near there and then get back into the parallel channel. That is possible, kind of like what it did down here, guys, in this area, and then get back into the channel a little bit. So I just wanted to put that out there with FTT because it didn't hit my targets down below. And then this was just a chart that I looked at, and it always it stumped me on what is it doing, and it's just overly hyper bullish, if you will. And you have a good shot of it possibly doing a run up here. If not, then I'm all wrong. I'm going to go back to the original count where it finished right here. And if that's the case, then it's a bounce and it's going to need to correct a lot lower down here, guys. So I don't think so. Just looking at it, I think that this is, I'm erring more towards that this is probably going to be correct for FTT. I think it's just going to be a slow grind and a start. You can see what it did right down here. It blasted up and then it corrected deep, very, very deep correction. And it just grinded. And it's almost like it was trying to struggle, made its wave one there, made another second wave here. And it was still a struggle or something like that, getting up and starting. And then, it finally consolidated with 1-2s, 1-2s, 1-2s in there. And then it just blasted off. And then up here, your 3-4s, 3-4s, 3-4s to complete that 5. And then because they're so far away, this is so long, the price was so much that it's so far away that the last 1-2 made a deep fourth wave and went up to finally finish up its third wave right there, guys, going beyond that area. You put the fibs on there too. I don't want to bore you guys with all the fibs, and you can check it. It fits to this area right here. A little bit of a throw over. And then this correction, I looked at it. It is complete here with this full correction. And it's either bouncing to correct back down, or it's going to do what I said before. It's going to make its way up there. And a reasonable target, in my opinion, is going to be right on this mid channel. You can see the touch for that first wave. This area blasted through it right there, touch on that trend right there. And then all through here, consolidate in that area. Now it's back down to the bottom of it. And I would say midway point in that area, just beyond all-time highs like this of the 83. And right in that area, probably I would not be surprised to see it hit the midway of that channel, and then that would probably finish it off. Then again, it could even be even more bullish and get to the top. I wouldn't count on that one, but just an FYI for you guys. If you made it all the way to the end of my video for FTT, I do appreciate you. Drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.